Hi guys, we are live. Yeah. Let's be. Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Yeah, I heard it. That's nice. All right, guys. Yeah, this is a touch screen because I don't think so. This is. Oh yeah, And, all right, so let me see show of hands, everybody who was successful with this. Were you successful with this? Yeah, I said this. All right. I know she was successful because I was her sister now. All right. We talk about the algorithm being simply prompting, right? The user to enter the numbers, saving the numbers, right? Doing the arithmetic on the numbers, and printing back the information to the user, right? You all very familiar with how to perform the arithmetic. Switch it off for me. You're all very familiar with how to perform the arithmetic. What you are not familiar with is the logic operations and the comparison operations. Alright, remember we kind of touched on that about less than and greater than, right? So if you want to figure out if a number is less than our next number, it's possible to do that. I'm going to show you all how to do it. If you want to figure out if a number is equal to something, if a number is less than something, and create a response for a specific scenario. So we're going to create these conditions, and essentially we test to see if the condition is true or false. And we have a response in the event the condition is true, and we have a response in the event the condition is false, right? Summer computer programming. Alright, so you all know how to open Dev Pascal quickly? Everybody? Right? Yeah, so you're gonna have to install it. It's easy to do, right? So go to Google, type Dev Pascal. Listen to me. Who's this? Hello? Who's this? Oh, hey, bro, I got a live session. I'll call you back, right? Oh, and I'll get you the car yesterday. Yeah. Alright, sounds great. Alright, so as customary, I open up a little notepad to the right of that information that we see in here, right? So we're gonna. Sorry? Yeah, yeah. All right, look at it. All right, so I'm gonna zoom into it, right? So you guys can imagine. So we write program. Everybody write program, right? And don't worry, you're gonna catch up. Don't worry, because I have the program on that side, right? So everybody write program, right? And this is a calculator. Right? Type calculator like that. It's short for calculator. And we have var for our variables. We have begin. We want to put like 3 spaces after the begin, right? And we have an end full stop, right? We have an end full stop. So inside here we're going to write our code. Okay? And on top here is where we're going to put our variables. So remember, the whole point of this is to allow the user to enter some numbers. So we're going to use the right line construct. Right line, all right? We're telling the user, please enter some numbers, all right? So we're saying, please enter 2 numbers, right? A number. All right, so that's the first one. That's the issuing command. What just happened?
I can't get it.
All right. I'm listening to see if something is wrong in the back there. Just a second, please.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so I believe the connection just dropped and then we came back.
Jesus.
All right. You said it just not happened. What is all this? You have a one here. What that's supposed to be open?
Where is it?
It's already open right here.
I can see it. Look it up. Every time. Wow. Nice. I have to write something.
No,
Really now? What we writing all the time?
Yeah, then-
Exactly, that's what we're writing all the time. Everybody knows how to write in their Pascal, right?
Dominic Limon.
Everybody knows how to write in Pascal. So you're gonna type in this section here. Type it. So everything I have here, we type in that section. Remember guys, you've been doing this, right? A lot of times, right? Okay, we know it.
Progress. Everybody's watching me like a.
Right? So once you all learn the logic operators and the comparison operators,
Look at mine.
then you are ready to go to
Look at mine.
more sophisticated programming languages, right? Alright? So we're telling the user to enter a number, right? Then we're gonna read line to accept that number. Right? We're gonna call that number A. Alright? This entire thing, we don't have to write it over. We could just copy it, right? So this is a different thing in the code. And here we enter asking the number to enter a next number. Okay? And we're gonna call this number B. So we can see that we need 2 variables in the workspace, A and B. And both of them must be integers. Yeah? You all seeing that? A comma B, both of them must be integers. Alright, so we accept the 2 numbers there, right? And we're gonna test now. We're gonna test to see which number is the larger one.
Wow.
Yes, we could actually test.
I know this is a larger one.
No, the user will enter the 2 numbers. You have no idea if the user will enter the larger one first or the smaller one first. Right?
Wow.
But irrespective of whatever he does or she does,
Wow.
we could actually test to see which one is the larger one, right? Using the comparison operator, less than and greater than sign. You ready? So we're saying, check this out. If, right, you want to open a bracket like that, this is the basic layout of the if-else construct. So we say if with the bracket open like that, right? Begin, and we have an end. Every beginning have an end. Right? Then we have a else, begin, then we have an end with a semicolon this time. Because remember, every time we complete a statement, we must have a semicolon. So the statement starts here and completes here. So this is where the semicolon goes. You all see that?
Yeah.
All right. So here's this inside this bracket here is where we put the condition. We want to say if A is greater than B. That's it. If A is greater than B, right? Begin, and this is where we put in the statements that we want to execute. Right? We're gonna tab this in. We're gonna tell the user right line. Right? Using the right line construct again. We're gonna be saying right? The first number you entered is the larger number, right?
How many spaces do I need after it? Sorry.
That's the difference.
After
How many spaces? One space. Just one space. Alright, so right line, the first number you entered is larger. So I'm just going to zoom out of it just a little bit, so that you guys can begin to appreciate more what I have on the board. So this end here is to end this statement here that we're talking about, the if aspect of this if-else construct. Now, else would be, well, what if A is not greater than B, and in fact, B is the greater one? That's where the else statement comes in. So with the else statement here, we're going to use the right line construct again, and we're going to say, well, okay, since B is the larger number, we need to tell them that, right? Because if we test to see if A is greater than B, and that condition is not true, it simply means B would be greater than A. So the opposite would be true. And hence we could say now, the second number, right, is the larger number. Yeah? See that? Very good. So this is the comparison operator that we've seen here. Less than or greater. You all seen that? Yeah? So we can basically copy this and put it inside the Pascal like that, right? And then we could execute. You guys will see. All right, it says we have an error, right? Let's see what's going on. The begin, if, then begin, okay? So we missing the then begin, all right? That's what we're missing. Then begin. All right, so everybody, check that out. I need to take off my alarm, making too much noise. All right, so we're missing a then begin earlier, and everything should work now, right? Let's see. All right, 0 errors, right? And we could execute. Take a look at this, guys. So I'm going to drag from my window across onto that window so that you guys can see what the execution window looks like. So we enter a number 10. So this is the first number I entered, right? The second number, 1 enter 12. In 12 is the larger number. The second number is the larger number, right? Look at this. We didn't get to interact with the output because the program closed immediately. You remember how we fixed that? Exactly. Right? We must have an empty read line just before the end here. Read line just like that. So it's going to wait for us to press enter. So we have the opportunity to interact with whatever comes up on the screen before it closes down on us, right? So we're going to compile again. We're going to do the same thing when we execute, right? 10 first and then 12 after. Okay, guys?
So I get it.
So I'm going to zoom into it. 10 first, then 12 after, right? Which one is the larger one? The second number. Look at that. The second number is the larger one. Yeah? But we could mix it up, you know. Let's do it over.
I can't get it.
Just now, right? You're really disturbing the class. 1 second. All right, I'm gonna zoom back into it. We're gonna put 12 first, then put 10 after. Which one is the larger number now? The first one, right? Yeah. It's gonna say the first number is the larger. Yeah?
Sure.
That's the comparison operator. Alright, so come on and check on you now, baby. Will she actually type one? No, let us see what she did. Oh, you typed that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Does that make sense now?
All
right. That's okay. Everybody should have that on the screen.
What?
A, comma, B. What's happening with you? You're not doing the work today?
We don't want to do it.
I want to do it.
No, you don't.
So I just woke up, my hands started to work.
Your hands is cut off because you can't cut your hands.
I feel like I'm not that my hands.
I can cut my hands too.
Alright, guys. So read now. B and
My arm already taken. Yes, you can tell me my thing if you want though. Sir, I didn't pay for the future. I still have my thing in here. This is the future. I need to get this one to Mr. So when we must come. I mean, not see.
There's a bus.
There's a max.
It's the same thing.
Is that Maxi? Please enter a next number. First number, your and that was No, go to the future, boy. You have stayed here for a whole week.
No,
Who
you
cares?
do actually
No,
stay.
you cares. I like to feel
The one life have a
No, just for me money. I have money.
Exactly.
I have money. I can finish this song. That's why.
You know it? That's the one. This one. Oh God, why they have to be one over this little shine?
But you have money.
No,
That's not that. Well, good for you.
the money is one of this.
What?
Touching me.
The money is not a good one. Very sweet. Right? The second number is what? Help.
Alright, so
Execute.
the same one.
Mama. What food?
10, 12. Alright, so
Please.
you know this is very good.
It's not right.
It's not gonna work. Because
Press
you didn't
execute,
select,
sir.
project option.
So press execute. So press execute.
I already pressed execute. Why we like that? You just need to relax now. Sending to somebody else.
It's wrong.
That's what you know.
You're not fixing money. Give me that phone. That is mine. It's my
So
phone.
this is the online one.
Give me my phone.
Oh, you didn't save it? What is that?
Give me my phone. Yeah, but that phone. It's not my
Yeah, it is.
fault. It's your fault. Oh, it's my fault for you just. It's my fault for you to do. Oh, it's your fault. It's your fault.
Yeah, you see people on the tech have to.
Alright,
Hindi.
so
Hindi.
She won't falter, she behavior.
touching man. Alright, so yeah, you have an error.
No. Oh man, oh my.
Alright, so guys, everybody should be familiar with this now. Right? Alright, so guys, I'm gonna show you all something, something important, right? Loops. Loops is an important thing. Right? Loops is an important thing. What if I told you we didn't have to write separate lines here for the person to enter the numbers A and B? We didn't have to. Alright? You could do that with a loop. Okay? So you can loop over a certain code and have it run a certain number of times. Alright?
My eyes. Ow. Ow. Somebody burn my eyes.
You really want that one, yeah.
Alright. So here we have A and B. Alright? We enter any two numbers. Here. We could have changed this to an array if we wish. Alright? I'm gonna come back on my screen for a minute.
What do you want? Why would you call me? I'm not too many, thank you. Jesus. I was.
Everybody,
Yeah.
So array was removed from the syllabus in CSEC. Right, so this what I'm teaching you all is a little bit more advanced, and because the syllabus has been watered down a little bit. All right.
Hey.
So is my mom watching me?
Very much so.
No, she's not. She's not watching you at the moment.
I think she will watch me.
But she will always be able to watch you after.
She'll be on the computer. I'll go today. I'll come up and talk to her now. So I'm excited.
So what does he do that?
Hmm?
Oh my God, get off me, please. I don't want to get to sit, yo.
I'm sick.
Alright guys, so I'm going to show you all a for loop. So we have array, okay guys, and this array is gonna hold integers, right? And it's gonna be of size 1 to 3. That's basically it, right? So we declare an array that's gonna hold integers, and it's gonna be able to hold 3 integers. All right, so here we just need to write this one. Please enter a number, right? That's all we need to do. We need to write this once, and we need to loop. We need to loop this. We could need to say for what? So for I equal 1 to 3. Everybody typing? Everybody's supposed to be typing, right?
I can't type.
You can very well type.
No, I cannot type. I need somebody to help me. I cannot type. I cannot type. Jesus, I have a watch.
So remember in Pascal, right?
The
The equal sign that we work with, guys. What's wrong with my mouse? All right, okay. Before the equal sign, we must have a colon. So we're saying for I equal, colon equal, 1 to 3. We want to do, all right? And normally we put like a begin statement here, do begin, right? And this is what we want to do. These 2 lines is what we want to execute, right? So we're going to tab them in. Right, that's to show that it's actually nested inside of that for loop. All right, now we want to save the numbers into the array that we have on top. All right, so we're gonna be saving it into the array, and we need these hard brackets to say which position in the array, because we have 3 positions. We have 1, 2, and 3. Guys, you have to pay attention to this, understand, right? So that's what the I represent. This I is gonna be changing from 1 to 3, right? And we just want to read in that number.
Sir, I cannot do that.
Yeah, you could write this. All you have to do is write.
I need help.
And then we have an end just like that.
I need help.
You don't need to shout it out, you know.
Right?
I need help. I need help.
We'll have an end statement.
Can you help me?
Come on.
Please, sir, I can't do this.
What you can do?
I can't do it. Look at this. I have no arms. I have no arms. I have no arms. My arm is not here.
Yes, he does.
The hell you just did?
What the hell?
Aren't you 7?
Yeah, she is 7.
I swear to God. Aren't you on camera?
Yeah, and that actually
My
did,
mom
but-
is not seeing me,
All
though.
the
Yeah,
other
but you can't saw that though.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's
See,
cute.
this camera, that's she.
My mom is cute.
Wow.
so cute.
All right, okay, remember your life. Just behave yourself now.
Oh yeah.
All right, so everybody should have been able to type what we have
So
on the body by now. But your hands could work, right? I know your hands could type.
Yeah, but
So we had to finish this so that we could get to the other programming languages. Don't forget. Hmm? Hello, hello.
You don't know nothing about me. So in the history of classes, you ever had any
Oh no, what did
medical
I do?
emergencies?
Oh no.
No.
Okay, no.
Oh
I tried to few friends back on the last year, sister, I'm not fever.
You have a really bad fever.
Not really, just my throat. So
Hmm?
I even know what I do.
I did a mistake right
No,
now. So I did a mistake. I did a mistake right here.
I doubt it's that bad.
I did a mistake.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but you definitely did a mistake. That is good.
All right, so I'm teaching you all how to use arrays in Pascal. All right.
I can't do it, sir.
Hmm?
I can't do it.
Why can't do it?
I can't. I don't know. I can't.
She don't even know.
I made a mistake. I made a really little mistake.
No, but if you made a mistake, you could navigate to the mistake and just,
I don't know how to do that.
you know.
You know, I could have used a computer when I was 5. That's when I was 7.
I am not 7, I'm 8.
You're
No, I'm
lying.
not 13. Huh? Where's that?
What?
Where's that?
On your business.
Oh, guys.
I need help with this error.
Hey, what?
What's up with that? You get an error? What's the error?
Array
Press
integer.
press double.
Highlighting this.
Press double.
Wait.
Wait. Hey, you didn't even do it. Hey, you didn't do it. What's that?
What? Where?
That's the best.
Jesus.
No, try.
What is your name?
Please, no.
Nikon?
Do not answer.
Your name is Nikon.
Wait. Whoa.
Guys,
Your name is Nikon. Your name is Nikon.
all right. So, as we were saying, right? So, when we're declaring a variable, we would normally want to give it a name so that we could associate it. So, we'll call it num, right? Remember, once you have a name for it, we put the colon, and we're going to write array, and the size of the array is going to have 1 to 3 elements inside of it, right? And each of those elements is going to be integers. So we're going to write integer like that. To declare it like this, remember, we could now use, instead of having to write an array here, we have a name to reference to the array, which is num, right? N-U-M-B. You all seeing that? Guys? Right, so here now, we could actually allow the user to enter 3 numbers and not having to write this expression 3 times and
What?
use the read line, write the read line construct 3 times, right? This is called a for loop. All right. So what we could do now, down here, we could test to see the first and the second number. So we're gonna write num, right? Num I, which is the first position, num 1, is greater than num 2. That's what we're actually testing right now.
That's what it would be on thing.
Yeah, we're testing to see if in the array, right? The array is gonna hold the numbers first. And it's gonna look like this. It's gonna have 3 positions, right? That. So this position is number 1 in the array. This is number 2, and that is number 3. So to access this position, we use the name of the array, which is num, right? Like that. and curly brackets we put, in the hard brackets we put 1.
I don't
To access this position, we write
know
num,
how you feel.
and then in hard brackets we put 2. You see it?
Ow!
And to access this position, we write num, and in the hard brackets we put 3. Okay? So it's important I introduce you all to these loops and the comparison operators and the logic operators in Pascal, where it's easier before we go across to something more advanced. All right, so we just need to finish this exercise so that we can move ahead, right? All right, so guys, check it out, right? What we're saying is, this section of the code, I'm going to remove it. All right, just so that you guys can appreciate, right? What we're doing. Okay? Everybody? And I'm just going to copy everything from here and paste it inside here, like that. So what I have on the right-hand side is what I have in Pascal here, right? You all seen that? So we're going to execute, right? We have 3 errors. Let's see what's going on. All right, so for I is equal
So
to
I made a
1,
mistake. I can't do
3,
this right now.
2.
You had one thing. I can't do it. I have one
Alright,
thing left.
so down at the bottom here of the screen, not
So I
showing
have
so
one
much.
thing left.
Just gonna
Sir,
uh,
I have
adjust
one
this thing a
thing.
little bit. See if I can see it a little bit.
I have
Just
one
now, just
thing left.
I can't pay attention to you because I was finishing class, right? And you're not exactly being so nice today. Alright, so for I equal 1 to 3, do begin. That's what I'm taking a look at the moment. Hmm?
So, you are gonna bleed my mouth. New project. Execute tools. Windows. Help. Windows. Help. Windows. Help.
Alright,
Windows. Tools. Option.
I'm gonna have to bring it on my side a little bit. Where is it? So everybody, if you all copied it across, you all would have gotten an associated error like this, right? Let me see if I put that space in between here. Let's use that. Do begin.
Hey, nah.
Alright, so everybody, see if you can follow me with the changes that I'm making. Alright, I believe something. Let's see. Expected not from read line. Alright, so we need a semicolon. Everybody should be seeing the changes I'm making. Just to update it on their side, right?
Can you help me?
No.
Please.
Come on.
Can you please help me?
Okay.
Oh,
Can you please help me? Can you please help me?
yes,
Can you please help me? 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 You're driving me insane. Please help me. Hilarious, I know.
what you doing, bro? This is why I'm going to the next class.
Why are you sitting next to me?
I don't know. That's so I'm asking all this all like.
Right, so I'm making I also an integer. Begin
Because
with the entire number.
also to what?
It's hilarious, I know.
So this was lady do that.
What's she doing?
She's touching. She's looking at her. She's putting. Yeah.
Alright, guys. So it's essentially fixed now. I'm gonna come back on this side. You all should be able to see
No, I
it.
can't do it.
You all should be able to see it on your side, right? So what was the issue, right? So it says for I, so I is an integer because it's going from 1 to 6. But we trying to reduce this to just 3, right? Only 3 numbers we want the user to enter, okay? We could reduce it to 2 as well, because remember we was working with 2 before. Yeah? So let's reduce it to 2 and then we'll do the same comparison that we did before. Right? By just copying and pasting the code. So your code should look like this, right? So we're comparing two numbers. Let's see if I can change this up. Compare two numbers. That's gonna be the name of this program, right? Comparing two numbers. I'm gonna come on this side, I'm gonna paste that code again. And then we're gonna execute, right? It's gonna be on this screen, so I'm gonna have to navigate on this side to access that. Everyone, come on. Alright, so please enter the first number. Remember it was 10, right? Then we enter 12, or we enter 13. So you can see, using the loops, we are able to do this. We are able to enter numbers. We are able to shortcut having to write the same code over and over and over again. You all seeing that? Now remember we were comparing the numbers after? Do you remember how we were comparing the numbers?
So I can't do it. So I can't do it.
Guys, so this is where the code was. I will be with you in a second. Stop being so loud. Okay? Right, this is how we were comparing the numbers before. You all remember that? Right, I'm just gonna zoom out of it a little bit. So we check and see if num1 is greater than num2. And if that is the case, we say the first number is the larger one. Right? Otherwise, the second number is the larger one. Right? This is exactly what we had before, right? So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna paste that into here. We're gonna execute again, and you guys can see we're using what is called an array that could hold any number, right, of data that we want to store there, right? Guys, so please enter the first number. We enter 10, second number 13. Right? So look at that. The second number is the larger one. And remember, we're using a totally different process to arrive at this, right? Because look, this algorithm is using a for loop. Right? This algorithm is using a for loop. It is also using a if-else, right, construct to do the comparison for us. So we have a for loop to enter the data. You following? We have a for loop to enter the data. If we want the user to enter 10 numbers, look how easy it becomes. All we had to do is to change this number to 10 and change this for loop to loop 10 times. That's all we have to do instead of having to write back this section of code 10 times over. Right? And that's why loops are so important. So check this out. It's going to ask 10 times. Check it out, guys. So this, when this program execute, right, it's gonna allow the user to enter 10 different numbers. So please enter number 10, 11, 12, 13, look at that, 14, 15, 16, 17, well, I wrote 16 twice, 17, 18, 19, right? So it's gonna stop there now. Right, you all see that? Everybody see that? Just by making that small change. Just by making that small change, right? You all can imagine. Right? So you all see, stop being so loud. You are live. Okay? All right. So just by making that small change, right? Remember, every time we ask the user to enter a number, we will need a line to do that. And every time the user inputs a number, we will also need a line to accept that number. So you see the power of for loops. If we are doing anything which is repetitive, right? We could stick it, whatever the repetitive action is, we could stick it into a for loop, right? And instead of having to write that code 10 times to do the task 10 times, we use the for loop to execute the same code 10 times. Right? I'm going to be with you about that. Anybody getting errors?
No, I didn't finish yet.
Else begin. What is this?
Because you don't have to deal with this idiot on your spots.
Okay, yeah. So that is why.
Everybody drink water.
The statement is not ending here. The statement actually ending at the bottom here. Because this whole thing is one thing.
Let go.
Okay.
Let go.
This, if else, this is the end here. That's the final end. Yeah. So that's where we need to because this the statement starts here and actually ends here. So that no leave that one. That end belongs there. Just that it doesn't need that. So we can suggest only if you follow the concept. So hit the executed compile. Right, so we have two more errors. Let's see. One by chance. One variable. Okay. Integer I. It says warning variable doesn't initialize. Therefore, one error. Okay, the colon. Just check out that line. Have the colon. Yeah? The colon.
Because somebody paid for it.
Right.
You go to the
It's getting
There's always some minor little things, eh? It's never nothing so serious. Right, so I'm walking around, everybody. Remember, if you didn't appreciate this, when we go on to Python, right, and C++, you're going to have it under challenges if you didn't understand this, right? I'm going to come around and help everybody.
Oh man.
Right, everybody get that? I'm walking around it. You want to say?
Huh?
You get that? It's not much lines of code you have to write, okay? I don't do that. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So you find
What is what you want to use on the camera?
right? I'm gonna call it. Yes. So, yeah. Everything we cannot see right here.
Yeah, she's. Hey.
Alright guys, anybody not getting through?
I guess it's true.
Alright, let's see what's happening with you. Let's get back. So much trouble today. Alright, come on. Hello world and pass. Where all the information that was typed inside here. What did you do? You remove everything? That's what happened? It's not up. Oh, look at that. Come, you're gonna type for me, right?
Type?
Yeah. Come look at the board. Look at the board. Look at the board, right? What do you see under the bar? You see num. N-U-M-B. Right? So you use two hands on the keyboard, right? So you're gonna type like this. So you're gonna hold it anything. N. Stick out this one. N-U-M-B. Yep. And then what we have a colon. So to get the colon, stick out this finger. Right. You hold the shift button and press this one here. When the colon comes up, then the space. See that? And then you have array. A-R-R-A-Y. Yeah. Then you have a hard bracket. Then you have
What is that?
hard bracket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what comes on this way. That's the hard bracket. So 1 to 2 numbers below here. Right? That's the hard bracket that we say. Okay. And then you have off the integer. So put the fingers on a bit. Yeah, put the fingers. Space bar.
That's a space bar.
Yeah, space bar. Up. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Integer, it's a type of number.
C.
Right? That's it. So you don't wrote the first line. And then you can write the second line, which is I integer. Come on. I colon. Remember how to get colon? Because the shape button with one hand. Shape button. Take the colon. Alright. And then you go space bar. Type integer. I N T T E G. There's a H. G E R E R. Very good. Look at that. So you say you can't type. What's up with that? Why you saying you can't type?
What makes sense? Doesn't make any sense to that.
There's two shift buttons. And there's two enter buttons.
So what?
And there's
What?
two
They do the same
backspace
thing.
buttons.
So this one you can't do it.
That is not to do it, that is a best.
What?
What is this logic?
It's best. It's a best. And your dishes are best pants. and your faces are pants, face, face,
Yes.
pants, face.
Stop.
No,
Oh,
Dumbo.
no.
this smart little woman who's younger than this thing. She's not 6 years old and this one not really.
Who's watching me?
Mom!
No,
Mom.
my mommy, my father.
Even worse!
And you're gonna see it up here with it. Okay? So we don't
Stop
want you to see
licking
that.
your finger and touching me with it. Stop hitting me in the
Alright,
face.
so guys. No, what are you doing? Oh gosh.
So she does that.
She does that, sure.
The one.
So you hand see you get it true. You still type in that and on the screen.
So you're not seeing I still typing. But I
No,
have
you know you finish that. Yeah, so.
This is a screen button.
Alright, so I'm finished with her. Anybody else have errors? Right, so first thing is
That's how I feel about it.
Alright, so 10,
I have
12.
errors.
Which one is the larger one? 12 is it?
Yes! The number,
Serious, so you know.
the number is 12.
You answer.
So the
Check out.
second number is larger. Which one? Space bar. Oh,
Just
space
no, hold on.
bars.
Stop touching me, please.
So just
It says no, hold on.
and you
Alright, you didn't put the code on. You said the code on. You
give me a hand.
just said the code on.
Give me a hand.
Alright, and that should be good.
Give.
So everybody should be on the same page.
Are you going to the
Right? You all ready for C code?
No.
Yeah.
Python,
No.
Python is easy.
C++.
No.
Okay.
I am not ready to
They
speak.
sound like
Alright, you see when you get to C++, you can call that George.
I'll
Because
call
C++
a
is
George.
what C, yeah, is what
I'm not
university
gonna call a
students
George.
are mandated to use for the projects.
That's it.
Right, so you have university exposure. Yeah?
C
I
sharp.
still have an error.
That's for specific projects.
I still have an error.
Right? For general purpose things that we're going to be doing, and the game development that we're going to be doing, and the AI stuff that we're going to be doing, and the web development we're going to be doing.
Just call me daddy.
Right? You're going to need those things. You want to introduce a Pascal to learn it fast?
And
You want to do a little bit of C to see how things change from Pascal to C.
word.
Maybe do a little bit of C++, Java, Python.
Ow!
Huh?
Yes, what is the number?
That's just
Java.
Java.
What do you think it's
Hey, give
Yeah,
me a cup of
you
water.
can-
Sorry.
So that one next one.
Ow, dog.
Watch my speed. My speed don't have a 7 word.
Hey,
no problem.
there's a camera watching everything you do.
Yeah.
There's a camera watching everything you do.
Whatever.
Alright guys, so Johansi is the only person who I'm not sure about. You need to talk to him before we go.
Did you picture?
No.
No.
You have to talk to him before we go. I want to check to see if he's there. Maxi is not there.
Max is coming just now.
Yes, so the top of the whole
Guys.
Hey.
All listen to
So you
the
have
chat.
You go first. You go first.
First I'll be able to deal with you.
feed them.
Max is not here.
And I doubt your mother does beat you.
My brother is with me. What are you talking about?
Nah, he mother. Mother does love mom. That's why he's so
What the hell?
Hey,
your mother don't beat
hey,
you because you just behave. Yeah, well behaved.
Ah,
Okay, this is it. You want to say, come on and check on it because.
Ow!
You have a girl?
Yes.
Alright, that's nice.
Nice.
So, you know, there's another one. And my dad and my mom is watching me.
There's a camera there.
So why is my mom watching me?
Yeah, that's
Ask her. Why you saying my mommy was watching me?
You should want to see the video. Yes.
But you are not.
Let's stop it. You, yes. And your dad is
No, that
watching
was
me
just
too.
an experiment.
So I thought people do science experiments.
That's good.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Please don't. I just want to don't understand you. I have one vote.
She doesn't know what consent
You see, she guys' voice is not so well. I'm 6 years older.
Demon, the first station.
6 years.
Look at you there.
is. Do you
Oh. You put it back in there. Hola. Try. Alright, so you want to write up for me. Alright.
So fit, this sucks.
Oh, is that cooler? This is a cooler. You put a semicolon here. Put on the board.
Oh,
I do have a
right.
semicolon on
Let me see the Maxi. See Maxi.
This one.
Bam. Everybody. Now, please.
I bet she was.
Alright. So it's back to. Talk
I didn't know not sure.
You saying something you want to say?
No, sir. He talked to citizens and I get that.
Alright, so
Okay.
this is what C code looks like. Everybody seeing?
No.
Now, with C code, something interesting happens.
Like if it hurts.
Not a big deal. He could have spent 100 hours writing some code to do a lot of things, like to use the monitor to do certain things, to use the speakers to do certain things, right? Guess what? Because he did that work, right? He could share it with you. You don't have to write back the same 100 hours that he spent writing, right? So what happened is he packaged his work, right, into what is called a library, right? And that library gives you access to all the work that he did, and you don't have to type 100 hours of writing. And those are called libraries. And you can see, this is how we include the libraries. So there's certain proprietors, right, and developers and communities who work on finalizing these libraries. And we could just include these libraries in our project. So for instance, there's a studio library. There's a studio input-output library. So this one manages the input and output. That's what the IO means. Right? So we could read this as standard input-output. This could be standard library. And this is the string. This is the windows. You all see that? We could incorporate all these things inside of our program without having to type all that for ourselves. Alright? Something important. So this feature, Pascal didn't have it. Anything you do, you gotta type from scratch. So you all see, right? How going from Pascal, right, to C gives us a little more power. In that we have access to shared work, right, in the form of libraries, right? That is well put together, right? And we have access to it immediately. We don't have to type back 100 hours of work. You follow it? We have access to those libraries. That is very important, right? Now, the structure of C code is a lot different. So we have the libraries, then we have what is called our main function. And you can see that we could kind of enter numbers, right? We could compare numbers. You all see when we compare numbers here, right? We're doing some declarations and assignments. And you can see when we're printing things to the screen. So we have an if-else construct right here. Alright? Everybody should be able to see that. Okay? Everybody. Now, to move over to C and C++, we're going to download a program a little bit more advanced than Notepad, regular Notepad. This Notepad we're going to download is called Notepad++. Right? Offers a lot more features than the regular Notepad, which is built in Windows as a utility. Right? So everybody, gonna follow me. We're gonna go and we're gonna download Notepad++. Right? Notepad++. That's where we're gonna be writing our code. Okay? You all ready, guys? We're gonna search for Notepad++. So what I'm gonna do, I have the window open here, and I'm just gonna bring it across on this side so that you guys can see it, right? Let's check it out. You found it already?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can just open a new tab and you could write Notepad++.
This one.
That green thing here, that's it. Everybody, write Notepad++, you can see it here.
So I
You can see it's like an enhanced version of the Notepad we was using all the time. Enhanced version. So it offers us a little bit more expert functionality
It's free.
to make our work a lot easier.
There's like 15 versions.
Huh?
There's
No, the latest release. These are different releases. 5 is I'm using the latest. Current version. That's what. So everybody, we're gonna download Notepad++. What?
What is that? What is that?
Program. It's a program. Yeah.
George. Very good program.
Hi.
No, we don't need program.
Jesus.
No,
So
we
many.
don't write program. We have to
Look, sir. It's
Yeah.
all the languages in the world. It's all the languages in the world.
Anyhow, you understand in English as the solution language.
Demon experience. What you want? I want
So
a
everybody
cake.
download it.
I want a cake. That's my
Let's
problem.
see, see with that one.
What?
We don't get internet. Oh gosh.
So what to do with the password? That's
Here
it.
we go. Just now. It's
Demon experience. What?
something wrong with the
Shall I have a
quality of
cake?
the internet connection or the.
I want a cake.
Demon experience too. Can I have a cake?
Yeah. you can actually
What
do
about
that.
a demon experience?
What
What
about
she
that?
got?
So,
You want this?
split my password.
No, baby, okay. I'm coming back on that.
Ah, what is it?
So, I'm sorry. Switch this way.
Go in the time side.
And
No, how do you reach here? You search Python already?
yeah.
Or it's too smart for you? Oh, you want to answer Python right? Yeah. We didn't even reach yet.
I was just telling
Alright,
Sir,
so
if we just do Python twice, we don't have to do JavaScript.
you.
what? No, we're gonna be designing games. Python is not the games. You handle it Java. There's no way around it.
Sir, do I delete all of this? Do I delete all of this?
Or what?
Here.
Sir,
One second.
I'm
Alright, so
very
that's what we're doing.
silly.
No. That's just a change now. You can create a new thing and then go to language and then go to C. If you're coding in C++. So you can see that is C, then C code, C++. If you have C, you can come out and call it CSS. Right? But it offers all the languages and it provides an interpreter. An interpreter is everything that you type, it's annotated. You determine that you
Ow!
know if you're writing code.
Hey, go, mom.
Shoot.
Look.
Come on! Why are you doing that?
Why is there all these languages? Why just speak on that, boy?
For accessibility.
Look up few artists. Song.
That's
So
a great question.
If you come here, come here,
No.
Oh, hell no.
I'll be by him and you will not do that. Boy, did that. The background was so cool. Have you set up your color?
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, you remember we had to keep doing new schools, right?
Is it 100 for mine? Is it 100? I need to
Yeah,
get it.
that's it, sir. Yeah. The second one.
I need to get this to Mr. Sir. So I need to get this to Mr. Sir.
Wait now,
I need to get Wow.
Russian.
Very
Yeah.
silly. You boy. Whoa.
You girl.
You boy.
Little
I'm gonna come to the
Miss
beach with me.
What did you just say?
You're gonna come to the beach with me.
What the
Saturday, I'm going by Mila and Filter.
Bye.
I don't care. Finally.
Guys, you want to be nice to Hannah?
She do it to us. Exactly.
Why then? Why must you? Why must you?
I mean, the Bible didn't say do this one.
I
You
just
gotta be nice to you.
No, sir. So
So I
I gotta ensure everybody here nicer if not on the polish one. You want to write extra code?
nice to me, sir.
No.
We get what to do.
So what is that?
Alright,
We get an extra for what?
this is what we're gonna be typing on to that thing, okay?
Your part.
So you got this thing.
Huh?
I don't have a jacket. I'm not just not the diet though.
I have a jacket.
Your bag? What?
I don't come to school.
What's going on with that? That's crazy.
That school bag right
That's
here.
crazy.
Great.
Alright, moving on. Very good. Alright, so everybody download Notepad++. You have it. Go to language and select C.
Hi, boy. The English
Language C.
What is that for?
C.
Alright, C.
Have you learned how to do C?
What's that?
Have you learned how to do
What? You want to take it up? What? So, you're at home. You're at home. And then you need it from
Oh, don't come closer. No.
There's no one have to.
Anybody else besides
Yeah.
Mateo going?
I need to prepare the fit. I didn't.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I need to
Go
prepare
ahead.
No one else going. So after other type with this one.
Nope.
The others were going.
I know that one. This one. Let's do that one. Yeah.
Okay, he didn't do it. Hey,
Stop it!
stop
This I
it.
like boy.
Huh?
I can't stop.
Don't touch it.
Hands to yourself.
So, oh, never thought it might happen. It's not.
No. Because you all have
It's for food or
Oh,
what?
it's so violence. How much it count this how much it count this up to?
Hey guys, we live.
Don't say.
Who forget that?
Just one.
That's crazy lady.
Guys, there's 2 cats.
Yeah, still have something to come behind you until they come.
My mother, my father, whatever. Who cares?
And she has no problem.
She is so crazy.
She knows she actually got me on myself and I hold them on. I was not used.
I wish I could just. You can switch seats. You can stay there and you'll be there. You could go
You wanna just sit somewhere?
in the next room and I could stay.
Oh my god, why? Why?
Why 7 years old?
Thank God I am not the oldest.
They have the same age. But I can stop with this.
Thanks.
What is wrong with you?
Fabiola, should I get stuck?
I agree. She's on you.
I'm still older than everybody else.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Good man.
No, I'm not good.
Why?
Because it just is kissing me.
You are demonic spirits.
It's because I'm very strong on me, my skin as strong as my actual shirt.
Demonic spirits. Get out of the demonic spirits.
Why you just jumping because I'm with the demons player and become a player and get it?
Why are you taking out your shirt off?
Give me demonic
I don't
spirits.
see what
Give me demonic spirits.
She got me the weekend, if you go to the demons player, she got me the weekend in my hand. You know, guys. Ow! Is the cock everywhere too?
Cocks. He cockies.
Right?
Don't touch me.
Just like move over this.
No. No.
Why? Jamie. Hey, put on your shirt. Don't.
You too.
Yeah.
Ow!
Aw.
Touch my hand. Get up!
Oh, she finally tired?
Get up.
Touch me. So this woman put in my back. We're like, oh, Jesus. No, what's going to say? And that kettle man.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
No.
Stop That's what I thought.
Oh, no. You know, I 6 years old, I don't come back.
Stop it, sir.
It's not gonna work for me.
Sir, let's come on.
So I should actually feel it stop.
It's
Oh,
not
something
working.
So,
So,
finish.
so what is
That's what
Do not-
You're gonna have to.
So that's not coming on.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking
Turn it
that
off.
actually what
You're coming on.
Still not coming on.
imagine a 10-year-old time because of
Hello.
So
We
that's
waste
how we
enough
do
time trying to get it on that computer. Just gonna have to move to the next one. Right? Because we do hard time to be trying to get things moving on that. When I get a flash, I'm gonna transfer the program to you, right? That might be an easier option. It's saying that we display. Oh wait, somebody plugged. What did you do?
I changed.
Did you see all this?
How did you do that? You just disconnected everything. I told you what I'm saying.
So you see this one?
Ow!
Where's the Oh, you didn't look. Oh. No.
No. Nope.
No. Yes. Touch me. Oh my god.
Just now.
Ah.
Disgusting.
What?
I'm not taking my nose.
You're working on it. Good.
Yeah, but put nga din naman ang computer.
Everybody's supposed to have Notepad plus plus, right? Everybody's supposed to have it at this point.
C plus plus.
What?
On the left.
Can you just move to a different seat?
So, can you move this?
Just now. Hello.
Yes.
All right. So everybody's supposed to have Notepad plus plus open, right? When you have Notepad plus plus open properly,
Touch me.
all right?
Give me back your.
So what was on your phone? V8.5.5.
Yeah.
V8.
Yes, sir.
I'm a boss.
Right here. Hello, your parents hoping you would be here. Eh? Try and be here. All right, so you can see this is the last thing that we typed, right? Look, I put it in Notepad plus plus, and if I do language and then go down to P and find Pascal, look at what happens. Look at what happens, guys. Hold on. Take a look at this. Voila. That's the interpreter at work, identifying the constructs, right? All the key information when we're writing the code in order to help us if we actually type in the code properly. So for instance, when we touch this 2 here, we will see what begin to happen, right? All right, let's highlight the 2. Just highlighted 2. Yeah? And you can see it's one place in the code. If we change this to 2, because remember we only have 2 numbers that we will carry, we're changing that to 2, and we're changing the above information to 2. The 10 was just an expression. Right? This interpreter has an export function. Check that out. When we click this 2, all the other 2s are simultaneously highlighted. You see it? So once we try to search for something, for instance, the integer I, if we check this integer I, every time I occurs in the code, we can see it. And you can see this is the interpreter at work, right? Basically identifying the component of the code and annotating it for us in real time. So relax for a second. And annotating it in real time so that we could have a good understanding if we're writing the code properly or not. What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't.
So I think she got show your computer.
Huh?
I think she got show your computer.
She can be no practice next time.
She just tried.
Might destroy.
Consider just people just discuss it, people think about it.
Keep on pressing that.
So it's about it.
I can bend my hand. So I can bend my hand. Can you do this? Start from those normally. Start
So
Control E, Control C.
so go ahead.
It's not yours, so it's mine.
And then you go down to P, and then set the Pascal. And voila. See all that?
Ow.
Alright, so guys,
So
you have an idea, you get it in Pascal. Get it. Oh yeah, you just need to
Sir,
open it.
come on.
Whose hat is this on the
so she just short man.
This is your hat.
So what was the first?
This is to create a new file.
Plus the notepad.
Then they have Pascal.
Notepad plus.
You can copy all that out. And choose the land here, you go to language, tell it that you type it in Pascal.
Control A, Control E, Control C, Control E.
Yeah, do that.
One last.
Alright, so guys, now we're gonna be writing exactly what we did before, but now in C code, right? So what we're doing, right? All we have, you can see we had wrote some other code and stuff here before. I'm gonna just close all these things that say PAS. Alright? All that, we're just closing it as PAS, right? So we're gonna create a new file. Follow me. You need a new file, guys. And then we're gonna go to language C, and we're gonna choose C right here. Yeah? So remember the outline, right, of how this code works, this program works, is we're gonna have our libraries first. So our libraries, we do this number sign include. You all seeing that? And then the name of the library goes inside of these less than and greater than sign. So that is the basic structure. Everybody's supposed to be, right, checking this out.
I can't get it. I can't get it.
Right, I'm gonna come and assist. Right, so that is the first part. Include. And you're gonna be for language C. Let me type in here. Go ahead. Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Because I didn't realize how people until I reach here.
Unfortunately.
You're so
Wait,
crying.
I'm not listening. I don't listen to this. So are you?
I'm gonna open the door to access the connection to you. Right? Alright, so include, right? And that's where the library is gonna go. Alright guys?
Yes, sir.
You get the connection now? Is it working? Is the internet working?
Okay.
Internet working? Go ahead and see.
Internet will fly to the connection. So I can't get it.
Wait, I already brought it up for you. Look at it right here. You have to type now on the seat on the board, right? So I'm gonna zoom into it so that everybody can see what I'm typing. So it's number sign include and then we have the bracket, right? Then the next aspect is that we must have a main. So we write void, right? Main, and we have these open and close curly brackets. And that's all this is the entire structure of writing C code. That's it. So you need to include libraries, and this is synonymous to the beginning and the end that we was using in Pascal before. Right? You all remember the beginning and the end? Yeah? Sorry. What is this on the screen? A number sign, right? Look on the keyboard and you can see any number sign. Any number sign. It's on top. So if it's on top there, go to the shift button. Go to the shift button. And press the button. Include. So the word include. INCLUDE. And then you will be open and close right here. But you know how to do it, so I say you don't know how to do it. You know, right there. Yeah. Go ahead. Try to press it. That's it, look at. Press enter now. Press enter. You know how to do it. You can tell me. Huh? You download? Yeah, that's download. I thought you don't read already. This is the latest release. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do.
You know what I want you to show you the thing, right?
Exactly.
Let's just look what's in it. Yeah, if I knew that. Okay.
No shame.
What?
Space
Just
bar.
it.
Space bar.
Like, what else?
I touched it up. I touched it up. She motioned, but I was.
Main, M-A-I-N. Alright, guys. So, is this simple? As opposed to the Pascal. Remember the Pascal we had to give a title? You remember we had to give a title?
Yes, sir.
Then we had to have var. You remember that?
No, sir.
Then we had to have begin. Then end. You can see that it kind of condenses it to be a little short. Yeah? So we need the standard libraries, right? So we're gonna include standard input output library, stdio. That's it. stdio, right? And we write .h because it's a header. H means header, right? Right, that's it. All right, so inside here now, which is the body of code, right, is where we could write. We need an integer a and an integer b, like that. Integer a and integer b. We need two integers. All right, and then to tell the user to enter a number now, we have to use printf. Printf, and we open a bracket like that. Remember, we must have a semicolon. Inside this printf statement, we're using the same quotation marks and telling the user, please enter. 1 second, guys. Please enter first number. That's it. So the user enter the first number now. To accept that first number and save it, we have to use this scan F. Scan F like that. You'll see it? That.
Pension man.
Yes.
What happened?
I mean, she was pension.
Why pension you Hansi? All right. So, guys, listen. The format in which we accept the input from the user is important, right? And we need to make a reference to what variable we want to save the information in. All right. So to do that, we need this number sign D like this. Okay. And we need the and sign, which is a reference, to say that we need to store it in that first variable A. Right, so we created a variable A, is holding an integer. We are scanning 4 integers and we're saving it into that. So you can see it says constant char and then 4. Right? So this is a kind of layout of how we use this scanner. Right? So this is basically the format that we expect the user supposed to insert a number.
This percentage.
Yeah, there's percentage sign and B. And then we're saying they need to save it in this A variable that we created before.
I don't know what to do.
Insert. Okay. What you don't know what to do? Look, the bracket. The bracket down here. What is it button? Bracket. Close everything except these two. Push up. That's it.
Huh?
Same thing as before. That's the same thing. Yeah. That's it. Alright, so now we're going to do the print thing, right? Print, P-R-I-N-T. Print F. Print F. I'm going to show you how to get this. Print F, then you open a bracket. You know how to open the bracket, right?
No.
Then you have the quotations. So everybody should be here. The only person who shouldn't be here, right, is her. Right? Because I have to access that. Okay, guys. So everybody should be here, right? So we asked user to enter the first number and we, you see how similar, here in Pascal we would have done what? Read line. But Pascal have a fundamental issue. Pascal have a fundamental issue in that the user can enter some stupidness. And that causes the program to crash. Hold on. Hello, do not disturb my class. When we use this, it is saying we only accepting a certain type of input. Only a certain type of input is valid. So if the user writes something stupid, you do accept that. And give him a second to write the correct. So the correct thing would be accepted in the program. So Pascal didn't have that. You have to hard code that feature. While here is that simple. Right? So we are scanning for a specific type of data and we're saving it into the A variable that we created. Yeah? Guys, so this has to do with the format of the data, and that is where we save the data. Alright? So that's the first number. What about the second number? We'll have to write print F again in the same way that we did it before. Right? And what do we need? Please enter the second number, right? Please enter the second number, right? That's all. Right, guys? And then we have to do what? Right? That same this line of code is what we need here now. So we do scan F, right? Because we scanning for it in a specific format, and now it's the same format as before. But the only difference here now, right, is that we're saving it in a different variable that we created. Okay, guys? So it's unsigned and B this time. Unsigned and B. So we're saving it in B. You all see that? Yeah? So take a look at it. This is how we declare variables. Before in Pascal, we'd have had a variable section marked var, and this information would have been on top there. Right? And it wouldn't have been like this because we'd have had to write a colon, right? And then write integer and then semicolon. Right? So you can see within the body of the program, the body of the code, we are allowed to declare variables inside here. We don't need no special section to declare variables separate from where we write in the code. There's many advantages of having that knowledge. I'll show you guys the constant improvements, right? We move from one programming, right, language to an next. Okay? Alright, so we would have asked the user to enter the two numbers and we would have saved the two numbers in the two variables, right? 1 second. Hey, outside. Close the door. Right, so now we'll be asking now, we'll have to compare the numbers. We're going to write if A is greater than B, this is what we're doing, if A is greater than B, right? We'll have to do something. So we need these curly brackets here. That's how we write C code. We need those curly brackets. Okay? And inside these curly brackets is what's going to happen in the event A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, what do we say?
I can't get it.
Print F, guys. Print F. Hey, stop disturbing me, class. Just be quiet. I'll be there with you. Okay? Print F. Okay? And we're telling the user the first number is larger, right? Okay? So that's the printf statement that we're using to do that. Right? Now we need the else statement. So if A is not greater than B, it means B is the greater one, right? So that's where the else come in. Else, then we have the open and close curly bracket. And inside here, these statements are going to execute, which you're going to have printf, all right? And we're going to be saying the second number larger, right?
Shut up, please.
No.
Please.
Right, that's it. So this is the equivalent of what we did in Pascal. The equivalent of what we did in Pascal. Right? With you could see in this case now we could actually make sure that the user input the correct format before the program accepts. Yeah? Right, so take a look at the difference. This is C code. Right? We are typing in C. Right?
I don't understand.
It's okay. Because all you have to do is to write it. Follow us and write it.
Oh my God,
That is not you are in class. Come on.
be real though.
I bite my skin.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Why?
Crazy, man.
I told somebody give it.
Look at this.
More than ambulance.
I'm gonna put it.
Hello. If you don't finish class, you will make the boy. You maxi. And make sure you do what you have to do, okay? Come on. Come, you have time now. Print F.
Alright, princess.
Side.
Wait, so
Otherwise, you're not doing any maxi today. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to finish this.
God.
No.
Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Yeah. So you get and you need this guy. Language.
Hey.
That's it. So guys, look at the difference between C code and Pascal. You are seeing the difference? Yeah?
Sir, I already did it.
What about a loop?
No.
Yeah.
Ow! I can't do it.
So that's awesome.
I can't do it.
People I don't.
We're ready to go. Max, here.
Okay.
I just need this.
Who want to go on the Maxi?
Sorry.
I pay already.
Who want to go on the Maxi?
Me and this one.
Okay.
Me.
Alright, so you all finished typing this?
Yes.
Very good.
The two girls.
Alright, so you all good? Save your work. Pack up.
See,
You're going to do the Maxi.
I can't save this.
Everybody is going to do the exercises in class and you have to do those exercises. Right?
I am coming back and
So what the save it as?
Huh?
The save it as.
I'll just save that.
Save it as your first C code. First C code.
Have I told you this yet? Oh, I can't save my turn. I can't save it.
Can't save it.
So any session?
Yes.
Any
Right,
extension?
just leave it like that.
So this room is
So any
Right.
so
extension?
this room is very
Any extension?
No, you don't need it.
so this room is very
Oh, okay.
because I don't want to go I will take this
I'm really curious right now.
Alright, guys. So you all have learned the fundamental skills today.
So currently we have some sandfire.
Definitely was, yeah. But yeah, before I was one for
Where is that you were talking about? Alright. You all have learned the fundamentals, right? We did an exercise, right? In Pascal that you are gonna have to do same in C code now. Right? I'm gonna give you all an opportunity
Like in code
to
block.
compile and execute the C code. In code blocks. Right?
You have to copy it.
Now guys, actually, I'm gonna let you all do it in Visual Studio instead.
Visual stuff.
Last time I tried downloading that.
It will take a while.
Copy it.
Sir, where do I save it?
Copy it.
But I have Visual Studio on my machine already.
Where do I-
So,
Copy it.
Where is it?
it's even on the desktop. Everybody save everything on the desktop. You don't need an extension because this program manages the extensions for you. So when you select language and you go to C, it will set the appropriate extension. So you just need to give it a
So save it on all files. Or just
No,
save
no,
those
no.
files.
As I said before, you just need to give it a name. Give it a name. This program give it the correct extension for you, so you don't have to be concerned about doing that. Okay? So,
I have never heard a room so quiet before.
Yeah. It's almost as if when she's gone, it's actually dead right here.
I've never heard a room so quiet. I ain't here for this is really too good at the
Do you say Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code? I'm just waiting.
What's the second download?
Huh?
What's the second download?
Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. I don't know which one.
Anybody?
So, which one?
You're supposed to plug in the extension at the bottom here.
I don't have an Amdex mic track.
I will plug it. Listen. Yeah. Huh? Code blocks is actually easier
Visual
to use.
Studio or Visual Studio? Purple.
Community edition. Yeah. I'll show you again. Alright, so everybody can follow me. I will have everything set up on the board for you all. Let's see if I can get it. It should be here, right here. Oh, wait, what's going on? This shouldn't be on this side. So I could hide. Alright, so type Visual Studio Community like that. You'll see the community edition come up, latest version. The community edition is like a free thing, right? Essentially. So you wanna hit the download button, bam! Right. Hit the download button. Huh? You did what? You see right? Oh, right. Alright, so everybody's supposed to find this page, hit that button. Okay? Johan is still writing, so I'm gonna have to put back the thing on the screen. Right?
WASD.
Yours finished?
Yes.
Finish? It downloading? It downloading at the minute.
So what am I supposed to select?
Oh, you install it already? Oh, no, you have the installer. This is the installer, right? So all you need to do is to select individual components and you need just the C++ and the C. Okay. C code, C++. We'll see.
So you get individuals to do stuff.
You know, when you get in, so no. Yes. Yeah, yeah, coming by you.
Have the same thing.
Oh, you fight very much. Oh, it's text something. This is what Right. This is what you want. Text and that's it. Wait. Oh. Anything else?
I will just keep on.
Alright, so you're gonna I'm gonna get while that is installing, I'm gonna give you an exercise. Yes. Yeah. You have the visual so you open up? Yeah, this one. Lies with C++. You're gonna need that with C++. Huh? Same one. Okay, no. You didn't do it. You didn't follow me at all. You really you really action. Walk us through this. Walk us through this. Right. So we back up. So we want is Python. What is this selected? Something else selected. That's true. Next one we want to put C++. 10.1. That's a very interesting. That's me. Install. Right. Everybody should be installing Visual Studio at this point, right? Yeah? I'm gonna give you all a little exercise. Create a new project. All right, so is everybody thing installing?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it up, you want to see? You pull it up. Using Chrome? What do you mean? Yeah, use Chrome. Use Chrome, yeah. Chrome is a good option. Yeah. Open the Chrome program. Go to google.com. www.google.com. It says choose account. Which one you using all the time? It's not how much. Alright, so once I get everybody thing downloading, I'm gonna give you all an exercise. The exercise is to do exactly the first program we did, Pascal. We have asked the user to enter the two numbers, you find the sum, the product, the difference, average, yeah, remember that? Using SQL. Okay? Remember, the idea is everything that we did in Pascal, we do it in every other program. No. This was just an example. What we have on the board, what we have in Notepad plus plus right now is where you all need to start. Because we already have the two numbers, we start with the two numbers, you just now have to continue edit that to add them, to get the sum, subtract them to get the difference, multiply to get the product, and take the average.
So get everything
And then print it to the user, say this is the sum, this is the
from
product.
this Pascal status C++.
Go to the Notepad plus plus that way. So you're learning this language now? Right. So you see here, right, we have this information here. We will do that. Right, so all you want me to do now is adding the two numbers, subtracting them from all the arithmetic. Go ahead. Essentially very easy to do, right? Try it out. So this is where we started from, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So remember this comparison, yeah? It's just to tell the user which number large and which number smaller, right? So down here, right? We have to now write code to do the arithmetic. Yeah. So we could set up sum. Sum has to be an integer, right? So you have int sum. I'll see that. Int product. This is some declarations again that we do. We could have put all the declarations on top, but right? Just to keep things simple. After we're gonna migrate everything to on top here.
So I can't see it.
Can't see it at the bottom, eh? Alright, so that's why we kind of need to do it on top. So let's just remove it and put it on top here. In A, in B, in sum, in product, right? We need now an average. So we're gonna call it AVG as we did before, right? So the average, remember the average is gonna have decimal points associated with it. So the average has a different data type, which is double. So we do double average like that. Yeah? See that, guys? Yeah? So we have the sum product average. We do have the difference. So you can do int diff for the difference like that. So since we accept the two numbers and we basically determine which of the two is the larger number, we could do some arithmetic now. So we're saying that the sum has to be equal to A plus B, like that. And the difference has to be equal to A minus B, like that. Either positive or negative. The product is equal to A times B. Okay, guys? And the average AVG, right? Because we're using that for average. We're gonna scroll down so that it becomes more visible. Right? We have to zoom in with that. Huh? You want to finish on top? That's okay. Because I'm gonna scroll back up so you can see, right? So the average has to be the sum divided by 2, not so? This is two numbers we have in one. The sum divided by 2. So we have sum difference product average. Right? And the if else on top tells us which number is the larger of the two. So if A is larger than B, then this difference that we're doing here is going to be positive. Right? Yeah? So the first number is larger, right? That tells us, we could do a printf here. That tells us that the difference is going to be a positive number, right? Hence, the difference, right, will be positive. Yeah? You're going to put it positive just like that, okay? I would have closed the bracket already, so I just need, right? So this printf statement that we have here, right? We could make use of this. And we want to insert a next printf statement here to say the difference would be negative. So remember the opposite condition. If B is larger than A, then the difference we calculate here will be a negative difference, right? So everybody going to be following from this. So you'll have the sum, the difference, the product, and the average. Okay? And that's what on top here looks like. Remember, average, depending on what the user enters, right? We might get some decimal points associated, right? So we can't use integer. Because integer is not a number type that allows for decimal places. So we have to use them. Okay? Right? Alright. So once you all did that, we did all the arithmetic here. All we need to do now is to put it on the screen for the user. It's that simple. Are you following? Very easy to put it on the screen for the user. Yeah? We could use the same printf and we say the sum is and so on and so forth, right? So we're gonna write here the sum is, and we could put a colon and leave a little space if we wish. And here we could put sum like that. Yeah, that's how we're printing the sum. And we basically have to do the same all. So if it's not sum, is what? Difference. Difference. difference is, and we put diff here where the variable is. So diff, right? And we could do likewise with the product. Okay, and we write product here. And last but not least is the average. So we say the average is, and we use the appropriate AVG, right, that we would have stored from before as a variable. Right, so this is basically what I've taken us to the to the end of the program. So we identify which number larger and basically tell the user to expect the difference to be either positive or negative. And then we do all the arithmetic in finding the sum, the difference, the product, and the average. And then we basically print in that information back to the user. You seeing that? Yep. All right, so you want to remember what comes after this? Expand it to 3 numbers instead of 2. But we ain't ready to start that yet. We just all right. So guys, I want to try something. I think code blocks is still on my system. Yeah, I think it's still there. I'm gonna yes sir. You all supposed to have code blocks on your system. Yeah, for sure you'll have that. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna install the version of code block that you all have on your system now, and I'm gonna be guiding you through doing the compiling process, right? And bringing up the console. You remember the console is? The console is that black screen where you see the information and you could enter and you see how the program is executing, right? Sorry? Searching for code blocks. What's going on with code blocks? This is crazy. Okay, I need to uninstall this program. That program was a mess that I had installed sometime ago, right? So you have a few minutes to lunch and you're all just gonna complete this exercise. Right? So you all could you know what to do now. This is the luxury that Notepad++ affords, right? So basically this program here is finished. We're gonna copy this program if we wish. We open a new tab, right? And paste it here. Right? And then remember to go to language and select the appropriate language and the C we coding in, right? C, like that. Okay. So guys, you're gonna. So this one we not interfere with this one, right? This is the one that we type for 2 inputs from the user. Right? You are gonna expand it to 3 now. The difference, for instance, would be A minus B minus C. A minus B minus C. Right, look at the difference. So the difference is the only thing that might be a little complicated. A minus B minus C. The first one minus the second one minus the third one. Right? And we keep things as simple as that. Yeah. All right. Any luck? Any luck? You all have any luck?
Yeah.
Doing that exercise? All right. So guys, you're supposed to have this code blocks. It's supposed to say the version 20.03 and the Ming GW is the compiler setup.exe. So everybody's supposed to have that. And you're supposed to click it now to bring it up to install. Right? Remember, not this one. This one do have the compiler. We're gonna choose the one with the associated compiler because we want to have an executable, right? That we could execute that program and we could interact with the program. All right, so you all would have done this process, right? This is like a guide to go through it step by step, agree, right? All the default and install. It doesn't take much space, unlike the Visual Studio, right? The Visual Studio is like a large scale integrated development environment, while Code Blocks is just really
The
simple.
internet is like 5 per second.
What's the speed saying?
Like 3
I'm saying
megabytes.
3 megabytes per second.
Wow. Did you all Code Block 6 or something, sir?
Yeah.
It took a while? Look how long it taken it. So.
I don't remember how long I did it this morning.
Okay. You're gonna have to set up all them other computers with Code Blocks and Visual Studio. You're gonna help me?
I think this have code blocks already.
Which one?
This
Yeah.
page.
But that one, only one on the back had a setup with Notepad++, Code Blocks, and all. All had a setup with Notepad++, Code Blocks, and Visual Studio, right? So you're gonna help me to do that, right? That will be the last exercise you have for the day. All right, you want to say something to
Is
the
that now?
No. You're gonna finish the exercise. You're gonna compile the code, right? And we know that we would have done exactly what we did in Pascal in C code. We're gonna move on to Python. We do the same thing in Python. And we move on to JavaScript. We want to do some games, stuff using drawing.
Very complicated.
No, it's not. It's actually easier than Pascal. Pascal should be easier than C code, and C code should be easier than C++. Python. Python is a scripting language. Python and JavaScript will be similar. Both of them are scripting languages. Huh? Finish?
I opened the project.
Right.
And
But remember, you have to open a new thing, create a new file, expand it to 3 now.
yeah, I did.
3 now. You did that? Well, you didn't even start that yet. And I know you want
Yes,
to
it's
start.
crazy.
Let's see what it is. Your expansion. Right, very good. So the C very good. So the C product divided by 3. Very different.
Difference in all these.
Yeah, and then you need to determine which of the 3 numbers that you want. Yeah. Yeah. Then go to language. Select pack C again. Go to C. Go C. And then you need to paste the whole thing inside here. And no. Like Pascal, you paste it by mistake. No, that's not C++ code. Why did you say it was C++ code? C is what we know. C code. We ain't read C++ yet. Right? So we're going C. Okay, so we're like C like that. So what I was saying is that expand this now to accept 3 numbers, find the sum, the product, the difference, and the average, and determine which of the 3 numbers is the larger. Right?
How do I write A is bigger than B and C? A is bigger than B and C is
That's not it. You see, if A is greater than B, and A is also greater than C, then that means A will be. Alright, so do you want to run code blocks now? I'm going to click yes. So I want to be able to run code blocks now. Let's see what's up with code blocks, how it's behaving, and it's generating the associated binaries for it. Why everybody logging on now when there's so little children in the class here who go into the field trip, Carney, Wood Sanctuary, all kind of thing. Who well, everybody kind of went on the you went yesterday in the Nelson Mandela Park. You did karate yesterday? Oh, you didn't know karate? You would have read like that. The other day they have the laser guns. You was there?
No.
Yeah, they had a laser gun and you had to put on the strap that shows how much life you have.
So when
And the gun could shoot you. And every time you shoot, your chest vibrate and you'd lose 1 life. And when you die, that was the first security camp. Oh yeah, something yeah, maybe something like that.
when I went on the field trip,
Yeah, that laser thing real bad. Like yeah, you all would have real like that. Because that gun could shoot like from way across the park. You could aim and shoot somebody in the chest.
we never went because we had class.
No. You all didn't know because you was here.
Yes, I was it.
Oh, right. Keyboard shortcut conflicts found. Use settings editor. Keyboard shortcuts resolve conflicts. Edit previous code tip and file code.
Yes, sir.
Shortcut. Okay.
I did it now.
It did what?
Finish.
All right. We're gonna see. What you did? Right. So if A is greater than B and same time is greater than C, then A is a larger number. Might be something wrong, but when you get to the compiler stage, how do we say if the difference is going to be negative or positive? We have to figure out if A, hold on, A has to be the positive, right? So that difference is first A minus B minus C. So what we have to do is to find out what is the sum of B and C, and see if if the sum of B and C is larger than A. Because if the sum of B and C is larger than A, it means that that difference is going to be negative. So how you can be using that definition?
So this is correct.
Algorithm. You will call it the algorithm. How are you going to do that? Right?
What do I have to do? Find if the difference of A and C is negative.
No.
All three
Sorry,
numbers.
check it out. So let's look at the difference.
If
Now.
this is
Is if B and C together, when you add B and C, if those two numbers are larger than A, if only the sum of B and C, if it's larger than A, then that means when we subtract both of them from A, we're gonna get a negative answer.
so what you're asking me to do is find if this variable is
Right. If that gives gonna be negative 1. How are you doing that is to determine if B plus C is larger than A. If it is indeed larger than A, when we subtract both B and C from A, the answer is going to be a negative 1. No, that's not. The third number has to be an instructive. So ABC, please enter the first number. So enter the third number here. That's all we know. So it's not supposed to be, move that out. Then we have to close this to the calculator. Yeah, so the third number thing was supposed to be here. Right, so print F means scan. And so remember we did scan it on top. See how we do the scan it on top. Right, so the formula that we wanted. So we accept, we tell the user enter the numbers and we save all 3 numbers. Now that we save all 3 numbers, we want to know which of them is valid. Yeah? So if A is greater than B and A is also greater than C, then then that means A is the larger. Else, the one is if statement. The one is if statement. Yeah? It will be no. If B is greater than A, and at the same time, B is also greater than C, and that means that B will be larger. So, in our printf, just to state that B is larger. And then do the same thing. Let's if statement, and you will see that. Checking to see if C is larger than A, and if at the same time C is larger than B, then we get this.
So I
So-
added
So,
Thank you, Beth.
so, C,
Right, you do it all. Okay, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Yeah, because you kind of copy the code from down here and put it down here. That's it. Go on. Yeah, that was it's pretty much a huge shortcut to get it done. Alright.
So am I doing?
You were exposed to some programming before.
Yeah.
Online the other case, so that's very fortunate. Alright, so alright, so guys, when you open code blocks, right? Everybody could try and open code blocks now. We're gonna go create a project, right? And make sure we have empty project. Right? Everybody, you want to make sure that we have an empty project. That's how we start doing it. Right? We need a console project and it must be empty. So select, right? So you maybe could have opened this thing by now, right? So here, select the category, select console. Console is that black screen. And then select the empty project and then you could then click go. All right? That is the important thing right here. So we're gonna give the project a title. We're gonna call it Kids Computer Camp.
Open code blocks.
Huh?
Open code.
Yeah, that's everything here that we're doing right now is in code blocks. And go on, click next, and we want to select the compiler, right? I think it has GNCC compiler as default, so we want to use that one. All right, and click finish. And once you click finish, can't find compiler in your configurates for GNCC. All right, so we're gonna see how we can fix this error. So everybody would have finished that, expanding it to 3 numbers.
So that's default.
So to expand it to 3 numbers, what we do, we say int C, we just add in that third number. And basically you want to duplicate this information here, right? You want to duplicate these statements. And this is where they'll be entering the third number now instead of the second number. So make sure that your text is correct. And here we accepting integer C. All right. And then now we have to make some modifications to this, right? Because we don't need this else statement anymore, right? We just need that if. So we're saying if A is greater than B is one thing. We have to also check to make sure that A is greater than C. Right? So if what we're saying here is if A is greater than B and at the same time A is greater than C, then we can be sure that A is the larger number. So this second print F statement here, we could actually delete that, right? Then this entire thing we could basically duplicate it because all we need to do is to say which is the larger number. Eh? We don't need to determine which is the smaller, which is the second, right? Which one is in the middle, right? So we're gonna do this for B now. We're saying we're checking to see if B is greater than A, and at the same time B is greater than C, and that guarantees that B would be the larger number. Okay, and then we're doing same now for C. We're checking to see if C, what's happening with my right? We're checking to see if C is greater than A, and at the same time, if C is greater than B. Yeah? This would guarantee that C is the largest number, right? So here C is going to be what? The third number. So we're going to say the third number is the largest one. And then B would have been the second number. So we change this to second number. Yeah? So be sure that you have the appropriate, right, information in the text which is being printed on the screen. And so here we would have accepted the three numbers, we would have determined using this if, right, and the logic statement, right, to determine if which of those numbers is the largest number and print that appropriately. So here we're doing the arithmetic. So we have to include C, including C, and we also including C on top here, and we including C in the product as well. Yeah? And we're including C in the sum. So to include C in the sum, we just need to know that there's three numbers, not two anymore, right? So we can say it, the sum is, the difference is, and so on and so forth, right? All right, so I've given one student a special task, which was to inform the user if the difference is going to be negative or positive. Yeah, that's what I'd ask him to do. So he actually did the arithmetic on top here, did the arithmetic first, right? This arithmetic is what he would have done first. So what we do is just remove this from the arithmetic section and put it here, right? And once that arithmetic is done first, right, we can say if, yeah, that value difference there is greater than 0, and we want to make sure that this is set as a condition. So there's a condition. We have the open and close curly brackets. So if that is greater than 0, that difference is greater than 0, right? What we're saying is that the result of doing A minus B minus C is a positive one. Yeah, so we're saying that the, need a single quotation, right? The difference is positive, right? Why the difference is positive? Because these two numbers that we're subtracting from A, the two of them acting together could be called H. So H would be the sum of B and C. And if the sum of B and C is larger than A, that would guarantee that the difference is going to be a negative one. Right? Remember, it's B and C we're working with. So we're saying that the difference is positive. All right? Even before. All right? So we're just prompting the user. So please note the difference is positive. Right? The difference of the numbers you entered will be positive. Right? And else, here we're going to need an else statement. Else, and we have our open and close curly brackets, and we're just going to enter that information. The else is to say if difference is less than 0 now, right? So we just write an else statement. We have print f, basically informing that the user that the difference, right, will be negative for the three numbers entered, right? Voila, that's it. Right? Now, the user have no real way of knowing this just yet, but because we could do the arithmetic beforehand, we could determine, right, if the difference is greater than 0 means it's positive and less than 0 means it's negative, right? So you all will need some exposure to math and doing these kind of arithmetic. Yeah. Yeah, I know you wouldn't understand because you all would need a little exposure to a higher level math to appreciate this type of thing that we do here. Yeah? greater than 0. If a number is greater than 0, it means it's positive. Right? It means that it lies on the right-hand side of the continuum. So 0 is in the center here, so you have 1, 2, 3, and all the other positive numbers going in this direction. Then you have -1, -2, -3, and all the other negative numbers going in this direction. So seeing that? Yeah? So it would be like that, guys. Right? So we have somebody who was able to do that, which is very great. All right. So everybody should have already done this, right? Everybody should have already done this. Okay. I'm leaving it on the board for you so that you can see it. Right? I'm going to zoom out of it. Hopefully you can see everything there properly after I finish zooming out. It's going to be hard to see everything properly because it's pretty long, right? It's pretty long. All right. All right. Some warning messages. Settings. Not seeing the main compiler that we. All right, guys. So you see, this that we did the first one, first one, which was really simple. Right, you all could see. That's what we carried over from Pascal. Control A, Control C. We're gonna copy that. We wanna paste it in code blocks. Right? I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna help you all to set up the code blocks so that you all could build and execute your programs. Right? All right, so everybody finish what we have on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes. Sir, I don't understand.
You don't understand this one? All right, which one do you understand? The simpler version or the more advanced version with the three numbers? The three numbers?
Yes.
Right. So let's go back over it, right? So we have these three, we have all the variables that we need. We ask the user to enter the first number, we save it in number A. Second number, save it in B. Third number, save it in C, right? Here now we're checking to see if A is a value larger than B, and at the same time, if A is a value larger than C. That would guarantee that A is the larger of the three numbers. And we do the same thing for B, and we do the same thing for C. Yeah? Then what we do, we calculate the difference, right? When we calculate the difference here, that value is going to be stored in this variable. So we could then determine if that variable is greater than 0 or less than 0. In this case, we're using greater than sign. If it's greater than 0, that guarantees that it's a positive number. So that's why we say the difference is
It should
positive.
be greater than or equal to.
Huh?
Greater than or equal to 0.
0 is also positive, yes. Very good. All right? But if it's 0, it's 0. So essentially, it's a middle ground. Yeah? So if it's 0, the user really don't get any prompts. You don't get a prompt to say if it's positive or negative. Yeah? Because none of these statements would execute. This statement wouldn't execute here, and this one would not execute. Right? So we modify the sum to include C. So we use A plus B plus C. Modify the product to include C, A times B times C. Modify the average to include C because now we had to divide the sum by three numbers instead of the two that was there before. And we just put that information back to the user that the sum and the difference, the product and the average is the value that was calculated and stored here and here, right, for the difference.
Sir, when is lunchtime?
Yeah, it's lunchtime already. So general settings. All right, so guys, we're gonna stop there for today. Right, we're gonna go around on your machines after you have lunch. We're gonna install everything else on your lunch. Huh? You're all right. Yeah, sure. Is it usually only person who can All right, so I'm gonna dismiss you all. All right, you're gonna be dismissed for lunch. Go ahead. All right, guys. So you all, when you get home, because some of you are using your personal computers, see how you could expand this. Try 4 numbers. Try 5 numbers. At some point in time, all right, it's only a number, and you don't have to write, right, an individual scanf every time you want to save a number. You don't have to write an individual printf to prompt the user to enter a number every time. You could put it in the for loop. Remember, I showed you that in Pascal. You're going to do that now in C code, right? All right, so do have a wonderful and pleasant rest of the day, and see you all next week. Sorry?